Welcome back. This is day 4 of my KATY trail trip. Right behind me is the KATY Roundhouse. This is where locomotives were put on this turnstile and turned around, whether they're going east or west. This is the campground I stayed at last night. Very nice campground. Bathroom facilities were top notch. Actually had hot water for my shower. That was glorious. And it was fairly quiet. Some road noise in the distance. Heard some owls, heard some coyotes yapping, but got a pretty good night's sleep. And this campground is right on the KATY trail, so if you're bike packing, it's very convenient. So now I'm off about 4 miles to Boonville. This is the site of the town of Franklin, which you can see no longer exists because of flooding, and the buildings were all washed away. And so the residents moved their town about a mile to New Franklin, where I stayed last night. Franklin has a really interesting history. At one time, it was the second largest city in Missouri, and it vied for being the first state capital. And it almost got it, but in the end, St. Charles won out on that one. Going into Boonville, this is one of the few paved sections of the KATY Trail, because it's just an old road that they use. This wasn't, of course, ever the railroad. The railroad went across a bridge, which we'll see in just a second. So to get into Boonville, you cross the Boonslick Bridge. Boonville. And here's the KATY Depot in Boonville. It's a Spanish style. It's the only one like it. And this way to the bridge, which I'll do in just a moment. And breakfast today is at the Derailed Coffee Bar and Cafe, close to the depot area and the visitor center. And here we go, a latte and a biscuit sandwich. Fuel me up for the journey today. The original train tracks were right here on this path, and this was the original bridge. This is the first time that I visited the bridge. In the past, it's always been closed off, but it's been fixed up so that you can go on part of it. The part on this side by Boonville. And there's the bridge over there that I crossed, the Boonslick Bridge. And the reason this bridge cannot be converted to the KATY Trail is it has to be kept up. It's a lift bridge, so the barge and boat traffic can go through. The only possible way you could be able to go all the way across is if they were to put some type of elevator system in here, but that would be quite expensive, as you can guess. Plus, imagine if everyone who rode on the KATY had to get on the elevator, go up, go across, and go down another elevator. That's just not feasible. But this is pretty cool. I've never been on this bridge before. Well, okay, so that's a first experience for me. I've done this trail, well, this is my 5th time, and this is the first time I've had a chance to visit this bridge. So that's pretty neat. There are good directions here to how to get to the bridge. You can't miss that. Onward toward Pilot Grove. And I'm approaching the bridge that crosses Highway 70. Going down Highway 70, you look up and you see it will say KATY Trail. That is one busy interstate. Someone has decorated some bicycles there. From here on out, all the way to Clinton, a lot of farm country. Some people will think that's not as picturesque as like the Rocheport area, but I think it just shows the diversity of the Katy and the landscape you're going to see. Mile marker 199 means I have gone 150 miles on this journey. Pilot Grove. Here's the plan for today. I'm at Pilot Grove at the city park. This is a place where you can camp for the night. Obviously, I'm not going to camp here tonight because it's only 10:22. Now, I've only gone about 15 miles. The battery was down to 70%. I could easily make it to Sedalia and then charge up. Oh, by the way, my goal tonight is to get to Windsor. A couple of reasons why I'll explain in a minute. But I don't know that there's a place I could charge up in Sedalia. Plus, since I'm at 70%, it shouldn't take quite as long to charge. Hopefully not 3 hours like it did in Hartsburg. So, from here to Windsor is around 45 miles. It will be a little bit of a push for a full charge to get there, but I think I can do it based on how I did yesterday. Originally, I was thinking about camping in Sedalia, but there's a couple of reasons why I'm not going to do that. Number one, the state fairgrounds, while it is a place to camp, it's not the greatest facility. And Windsor, as I've already found out, is really, really nice. And tomorrow, rains and thunderstorms are expected in the morning, and I need to get to Clinton by noon. I'm going to be picked up by my wife. I've decided not to start heading back. It's just the best solution. Okay, so I'm finished with my break here in Pilot Grove. I sat here and relaxed and ate some snacky lunch for about 2.5 hours. The batteries are topped up. I have 45 miles to Windsor, so that's where I'm going. I called Charlie at Katy Rock Junction and found out he has one of his little cabins available. So I'm gonna treat myself tonight and stay in the cabin instead of setting up the tent.